So confirmation, student fight led to a loss of life today on the campus of North Forsyth High School. So many parents were starting to hear that news as everything was happening and started rushing to the school wanting to get their hands on their student.
Absolutely, and you can't blame them where, parents, you want answers, and we absolutely understand it. And so Amber has been there for several hours and witnessed people falling to the ground being on the scene at North Forsyth. Now this is a live picture at the Lawrence Joel Memorial Coliseum. This looks like to be parents waiting there for students to be reunited with their families. We do not have an official word from Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools that this is the bona fide meeting spot, but on the left-hand side of your screen, it appeared that there was an official taking down names. You're just looking at some, there's an officer there. You were just also looking at some forms, and we're trying to get a closer look at that. Nixon, if you can move your camera back to that pile of paper, and maybe that will give us a little bit more detail. Maybe it's asking, what is your child's name and address? Well, obviously we would not show that. We would show you the blank pieces of paper. But this is a live look happening right now. It appears that this might be one of the reunification spots where North Forsyth High School students will be reuniting with their parents.
And you got to think, I mean, there's, again, about 1,300 students that go to North Forsyth High School. So you're dealing with thousands of students and thousands of parents all trying to make a connection, all trying to get to some specific place. Some kids have phones, some kids don't have phones, so the communication is probably a little wonky on both sides there. And parents, of course, arguably so, want answers like right now, but the school system along with the law enforcement have to work together to make sure that they're releasing the right child to the right parent. They want to make sure that everybody is as safe as possible during this reunification process.
We are looking at this picture with you for the first time live, so I'm just going to kind of talk to you what I'm seeing. It looks like a very organized process here. Right? You're looking at a very, very long line. So our reporter, Nixon Norman, she is the one bringing you this picture live. And the reason why we're not hearing our Nixon Norman giving us kind of what she's seeing out there in the scene is because the cell service is kind of spotty out there. So this is what we're bringing a live picture is the best we can do at this time. But this is what you're seeing. I mean, Tanya, how many dozens, hundreds at this point in this long line? And again, back to being so organized, we've seen several officers on the scene. I see a lot of police cars lined up in this area as well.
Right, and so, part of the reunification process, because you don't want to add any more, anxiety to anything, is to make sure that every student goes away with the right adult. You have parents and family members who are already anxious for what happened today, and so it could be a rush, right? That's what you want to do. You want to rush in there and you want to get your kid, but they are trying to make sure that they are doing it in a systematic way so that they are able to reunify the student and the parents in the right way. And so again, this is at the Joel Coliseum where we're seeing school buses as well as law enforcement, and then we're seeing parents upon parent upon parent that is lining up. And with 1,300 students, of course, some of them drive themselves, some of them take the bus, some of them walk home, whatever it happens to be, but they may have all been told, you're not leaving this campus unless we take you off this campus.
Right, and you saw the live picture with Amber Lake. Amber was telling us she was witnessing several buses leaving the school, and I'm looking at my app here. The distance from North Forsyth over to the Joel Coliseum, 4.3 miles. The time to get between the two is 11 minutes, so really it's just a matter of moments. If those particular buses are heading to this location, we're just talking about moments away from some of the students arriving at the Joel.